Hi, everybody. Well, yesterday I was invited to a sit-down dinner with representatives from Princess Cruise Lines. Not the ship themselves, but, Princess Cruise Lines. And it was a really good meeting. So as I probably explained before, I'm here on the Enchanted Princess. It's my travel-only group. There's about 80 of us or so on board, and we're all here to do training and lessons and learning from various cruise lines, various hotel chains, etc. They all come here and they give a presentation to us. We get to have sit-down meetings with, like, Rocky Mountaineer is here, Air Canada Vacations is here, Princess is here, Virgin is here, there are some river cruises here, a whole bunch of things. But yesterday, it was our meet and greet with the hosts. Obviously, Princess Cruise Lines is hosting this tour since we're on their ship. Last time it was Norwegian. And we met some of the officers and everybody involved. Got to introduce themselves to the hotel director and maitre d' and IT director and everybody. And then we got to mingle with everybody. And I was invited to have a dinner last evening with my main contact with Princess, as well as a representative here from Princess Cruise Lines. And we got to, she got to pick our brains, if you will, a little bit, about what things that Princess can do for travel agents who want to do things like groups. I do groups, right? And so I was able to give some thoughts and things like that, because I told her right now, I gave her some competitors, different cruise lines, and I said, this is what they do if you're going to do a booking with a group. And this is what this cruise line does if they're doing with a booking with a group. And I said, this is what your cruise line does, when you're booking. For instance, refundable deposits. Many cruise lines charge you extra for refundable deposits. Princess only does that for a suite guest, not a junior suite, like a suite guest. And even then, only on some of the sailings, not all of them. Sometimes you can still get a reduced deposit, even if you're staying in the a refundable deposit, even if you're staying in the presidential suite. Exceptions to that might be world cruises and things like that. Things that people are going on 111 days. They want you to make a commitment earlier, and by not giving you refundable, that makes you more committed to, yes, we're going to go, yes, we're going to go. So that situation, I said, this is the good things that your cruise line does, right? Refundable deposits is really good. You make it very easy to choose whether or not when you're booking these, whether you want to have the drinks package included, whether you don't want a drink package included. Their website, for a travel agent perspective, is set up really, really well. It's also set up really, really well for booking different, like either Canadians or United States passengers. As a travel agent living in Canada, that's not always the case. Or even an American cruise travel agent, if you were having Canadian clients, you may have a hard time with some cruise lines booking them and being able to keep track of them. For instance, if you book with one cruise line, say myself, if I book an American client and a Canadian client, both on the same cruise, who happen to know each other, they're traveling together, well, I can go on the website and I can see the booking for the Canadian, but I cannot see the booking for the American. I actually have to call the cruise line to do anything. I can't just make quick changes or updates or anything. I have to actually call in, however long that may take, and deal with the clients then. But here's the big but. Some other cruise lines do things that are different, like a starting point. If you're looking at a year and a half out setting up a group, some cruise lines will say, okay, we're going to start our price out at, say, 10% less than what our market price is right now, what you see on the website. Well, that's a good selling point, right? we're going to get the cruise 10% cheaper than the starting price. However, the price can go down, but right now, prices are going up. They're not going down on very many cruises, right? So chances are it's a good selling point when you're trying to sell a group. Book with us because you're going to get, you're starting off at a better price. Worst case scenario, the price will only go down. So that's a good selling point, and Princess doesn't do that. So I did mention that, and they said they have been really looking at that because they've been looking at what competitors do and things like that. They've been working on their Princess Plus and Princess Premier and keeping it at that price, not wanting to raise it anymore, not wanting to, even though the cost of alcohol is going up and specialty dinings are going up, and the new ships they're bringing on, like the Sun Princess, has more pricey options when it comes to specialty dining, like the hot pot and tapanaki and what's the other, butcher's block, that are included with your package. Well, the prices of those are more expensive than, say, eating in the Italian restaurant or the Crown Grill. So even though those are more expensive, you can still use them with that package, and they keep in the package at the same price. So I told them all the good things that they do, and I told them all the things that they could do better. And there wasn't a whole lot they could do better, but for groups, for me, if they could offer that slightly lower discounted price at the beginning, that's a game changer for a lot of people. I'm lucky enough I have like the YouTube channels and everything. It's a group, it's like-minded people. We like to sail together. A lot of us know each other now. We've been on multiple group cruises together, and that makes a difference as well. That's a selling point, right? But if I was all by myself and a new travel agent, and I'm trying to set up a group of just say 16 people, and I'm trying to convince people to come sail on my group cruise, and they say, well, what's the benefit? It's nice to say I have a little cheaper price. It's not easy to say, well, I'm the travel agent. I'm going to look after you. I'm going to look after your booking, make sure you're comfortable. And it's a harder selling point, right? Because people can say, well, I can book it myself and get that. Yeah, you can. A lot of people think that. Remember when the pandemic hit and everybody's cruises got canceled and delayed? And then everybody was trying to book next cruises, and then they got canceled, and then they got canceled. Went on for a year and a half, and then they got canceled. Well, those people who had travel agents, the travel agent did all the work. For no money, I might add. For no money, a year and a half, they were doing the work. And put it this way, I had over 4,000 bookings canceled during the pandemic. From people booking, then rebooking, then rebooking, then rebooking, of which I got paid $0 for. And a new travel agent, same way, $0. So I spent hundreds upon hundreds of hours on the phone with the cruise lines, getting people their money back, rebooking their cruises, etc. And we didn't get paid for it. But those people who didn't have a travel agent, they were spending hours on the phone trying to figure out how they're getting their money back, where their money's coming from, when are they going to get their money, what's this future cruise credit thing they're offering, when does that expire, wait a minute, cruises aren't sailing yet your future cruise credits have expired. All that stuff happened, and people without travel agents had a heck of a more hard time than people with travel agents. The people with travel agents, they just called them up or emailed them and said, hey, let me know this. And then the travel agent did all the work. So as far as the cruise lines is concerned, if they could give you just a little bit of a benefit when you're booking a group, more travel agents would be able to do groups and organize groups, and passengers would get a little bit cheaper fare. And it's a win-win situation. More bookings for the cruise lines, more income for the travel agents, especially those just starting out trying to get this career underway, and especially for the passengers and the cruise line. Cruise line gets more bookings, passengers save money. Win-win, win-win, win-win.